This is the second gen Lexus RX. And the one you're looking at here is a 2005 RX330 luxury sports variant. So this is a simple overview of why cars like this age so well. Because when people think luxury on a budget, they usually think expensive problems, unreliable tech, or scary maintenance. But you see, Lexus didn't build cars like everyone else. They built them to last. Okay, to understand the Lexus RX, we actually need to go back to the early 2000s. The RX was Lexus' luxury take on mid-size SUV, designed for people who wanted comfort, quality, and reliability, without the stress that often came with European alternatives like the BMW X5, the Mercedes M-Class, Audi Q7, and the Volvo XC90 at the time. So the one I'm doing a quick review on today is the second generation RX, and it's the model that really put the RX on the map globally. And in Australia, the RX came in different variants, such as the RX300, 330, 350, and the 400 hybrid. But the RX330 sat right in the sweet spot. Smooth, naturally aspirated, and built for long-term ownership rather than outright performance. Under the bonnet is Toyota's 3.3-litre V6, codenamed the 3MZ FE, an engine known more for its durability and smoothness than headline numbers.
Nice.
And it's built on Toyota's Cape platform, meaning underneath it shares DNA with the Camry and the Toyota Kluger, which is a big reason these cars have aged so well. So the RX was not meant to be impressive on paper. It was designed to feel good to live with, even years later. Alright, now let's start on the inside. Open the door, and you're instantly hit with the early 2000s luxury. The leather still feels good to the touch, and even the seat and steering wheel adjusting themselves reminds you this was proper luxury for its time. It's calm, it's effortless, and it's designed to make getting in and driving feel easy. Now, there is one elephant in the room, the dashboard. So these dashboards didn't age well in the sun. As I lift this up, you can see the cracks over here and here. It's repairable by replacing the dashboard. Okay, so once you're past that, everything feels spacious and open. The infotainment screen, it's old school, it's touchscreen, but you can still use physical buttons, simple and easy to use. Even the sunroof is old school. No auto one touch, just a button, and a bit of patience. Just make sure when closing the sunroof, it closes flush. Otherwise, water can leak inside the interior when you are washing the car or when it rains. Okay, so in the back, you've got a fold-down armrest with extra storage and cup holders. The rear seats go forwards and backwards, so you can trade legroom for boot space. And they fold flat for extra room. Even get little old school touches, like an ashtray in the door. Let me sit inside to show you the space. For space, I'm 5'7", so I've got plenty of legroom back here, even with the front seat set up for my size. And the rear windows go all the way down, which still feels pretty rare even for today's standards. The RX also gets a power tailgate, which you can open from the key, the dash, or the button on the hatch itself. Boot space is generous for a mid-size SUV, easily enough for groceries, prams, luggages, or a weekend trip. And of course it closes automatically. Alrighty, seatbelt on. Now, let's see why people still love the RX. Okay, first impression, this thing sits up high. The ride height feels tall and composed. You see everything clearly, and those big windows really help with visibility. Okay, let's talk drive tech. So this RX uses regular cruise control, nothing fancy like the modern adaptive radar, but it does a solid job holding speed on the highway. And depending on the specs, you get adaptive front lighting, where the xenon headlights actually turns with the steering, helping light up corners and dips in the road. Pretty advanced stuff, especially for the early 2000s. Out here, on roads like this, with dodgy patches and uneven, patched up tarmac, you really start to appreciate how smooth and comfortable the RX is. It just glides over it. I mean, there's really no point doing a 0 to 100 in a Lexus RX. Or 0 to 60 in Freedom units.
A few moments later.
Okay, I've somehow spawned on a long, empty stretch of road somewhere in Mexico.
Stop the cap!
It's a private road, which is why it's blurred out. And to be honest, my intrusive thoughts got the best of me, so let's do a completely unnecessary 0 to 100. Okay, so I'll be using a GPS based timer, so it won't be that accurate, but it does the job. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Take 2. Ready. Let's go. Okay, 8.3 seconds, better than the 8.4 seconds that Lexus claimed this thing will do. After spending some time with the RX, it kinda makes sense why the RX has aged so well. It's comfortable, it's smooth, it's built properly, and it still does everything it was designed to do. And no, it's not the fastest thing on the road or the sportiest SUV out there, but that was never the point. What you're getting here is proper early 2000s Lexus quality, or a fraction of what it cost new. According to Redbook, the RX cost around $82,000 brand new, but these days you can pick one up for a fraction of that price. Of course, depending on specs and kilometers. So if you're after a reliable, comfortable daily that just works, it's hard to argue with an RX. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and inshallah I'll catch you in the next one.